What's going on, guys? My name is Christopher and welcome to It's Complicated, the show where I talk about and showcase wristwatches. So if you love watches like I do, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button and then click on the little bell next to that subscribe button and you're all set. Today, we're going to be talking about the watch worn by the main character in the film American Psycho. Here we go. Before we get on with the show, I want to tell you guys about a website called luxurybazaar.com. They sell some great watches over there, anything from Audemars Piguet all the way to Cartier, Rolex, etc. So check those guys out as they're helping with the show. So American Psycho was originally a novel written by Bret Easton Ellis in 1991. In the novel, Rolex was mentioned 26 times in reference to the main character's watch and in the mentioning of other people's watches. So 9 years later, in 2000, the film adaptation of the novel was made and starred Christian Bale as the main character, Patrick Bateman. Now, this movie is a dark comedy about a businessman in the 1980s doing some pretty despicable but hilarious things. If you haven't seen the movie, you should definitely check it out. Now, I want to mention that in the novel, while his watch was referred to as a Rolex several times, it was never referred to as a specific model. And in the film adaptation, Patrick Bateman's character rocked a Rolex Datejust reference number 16013. Now, Patrick Bateman's 16013 had a Holes case, it had a Jubilee bracelet which was two-tone, 18 karat gold, it had an acrylic crystal on it, and it had a champagne dial that was a tapestry dial. Now, Rolex doesn't make those tapestry dials anymore, and I think this one looks really, really sharp, even today. Now, Rolex instructed the film producers to not mention the Rolex brand in the movie. So Patrick Bateman's character referenced his watch as the watch in this famous scene.
Don't touch the watch.
Now, what's interesting to me is 5 years earlier in the movie Leaving Las Vegas, a film about an alcoholic who goes to Las Vegas to drink himself to death, the Rolex brand was mentioned several times, and even the price the watch was pawned for was mentioned in that film. I guess in 5 years, some things change. There's also this scene in American Psycho where the Rolex Datejust can be seen pretty well. Check it out.
Had his apartment been burglarized?
No, actually it hadn't. Toiletries were missing, a suit was gone, so was some luggage, that's it.
I mean, no one's dealing with the homicide squad yet or anything, right?
No, not yet. As I said, we're not sure. Basically, no one's seen or heard anything.
So typical, isn't it?
Now, if you're looking to pick up the exact same Datejust 16013 that Bateman rocked for your own collection, it might be a little tricky. Here's a very popular site that does not have any of those watches in stock right now. I was able to find one on eBay by a somewhat newer seller, and he's asking $4.5K for his Datejust 16013, but that has no warranty, no box, no papers. Now, there is a way to get a very, very similar version of that watch in a different reference number. Reference number 16233. In the early 90s, they did make those with tapestry dials. However, since it is a newer watch, the bracelet is probably going to have less stretch. Plus, it has a sapphire crystal and the updated 3135 movement, making it arguably a better watch all around. But I guess I'm not the only one who thinks that the 16233 is a better watch, as here's one I found on Chrono24 and the seller is asking over $6,000. But I guess that does make sense. If I wanted the Patrick Bateman Rolex, I would probably get the updated reference number with the better movement, the sapphire crystal, etc. I had a 16233 in my collection at one time. It didn't have the tapestry dial, but it did have no holes case. So I rocked that watch for years and I made a little bit of money when I sold it. So the 16233 is a classic Rolex. But the 16013 is also a classic watch, and American Psycho is definitely a classic film coming up on 20 years of age. So leave a comment and let me know if you read the book. Did you see the movie? Did you know he was wearing a Rolex Datejust in the movie? But wow, 26 times mentioned in that novel, pretty wild stuff. And that wraps up another episode of It's Complicated. Don't forget to subscribe to the show, like this video, share it with all your friends, and I'll see you next time on another episode of It's Complicated.